Right? We are back for another episode of The Real Lil Show. It's going down, just so you know. Say it ain't so. Okay. Man, when I tell you we got a stack show on this Friday night that we are recording this episode, right? I made time during my Friday, right? I could be chilling right now. I could be watching a movie. I could be in a jacuzzi, right? But I said, you know what? I'd rather be on the air because I care. There's a lot of stuff going on right now in the sports world, and I want to break it down with my guy Lee. All right, game 7 is upon us like a hippopotamus, okay? Like Nostradamus. It's going down, okay? I promise it's going to be a good game. At least I believe so. I would hope so. It's game 7. Winner take all. When it goes to the NBA Finals, I'm expecting nothing less than a good game. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to break it down. Also, Abdul Carter and Jackson Dart keeps going back and forth. I thought it was over, but clearly it ain't over. And of course, when you say something like that, when you make political statements like that, it's never going to be over. So we got more to break down. Comments were made. MAGA, make Abdul great again. Okay, make Abdul great again. All right, talk to Abdul Carter, please. Okay, tell him to let it go. All right, let it go. Let it go. All right, it's going down. Just so you know, I got my guy Lee in the building. The Real Little Show starts now. Lee, how you feeling, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good in the Charm City this week, up in Baltimore and chilling. Nice weather, nice cool weather. Not like in Houston when it's burning up. So I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it, and I'm loving these topics, Leah, because I think they something that needs to be talked about. So I'm ready to jump in there, man. I'm ready to jump in there.
And we also got more topics, right? Adam Silver came out to address tanking with some new rules that were implemented when it comes to the lottery. We're going to break that down. And also, Kirby Smart. Is Kirby smart or is he Kirby dumb? We're going to talk about his comments that he made about college football in the SEC. But anyway, we might as well begin with topic number 1. You know what, Lee? I feel like I should mention this, right? I almost doomed our championship hopes this week. I was actually coming from work. It was what was it? Wednesday, I believe it was. It was maybe yesterday, actually. I think it was yesterday. I was coming home from work and there was a double parked car ahead coming up. I'm like, who's this idiot? Who is this idiot that's gonna double park their car in a lane like that when I'm actually driving? And then I saw the woman come out, she had a Knicks jersey. And I'm like, oh, okay. Let me make sure I do not hit this woman because I do not. That will be the all-time jinx. Your team finally makes the finals, and you're gonna run over a Knicks person, a Knickerbocker. Hell, I had to swerve. I had to make sure that I didn't touch that lady. I'm glad that lady's safe. We don't want to jinx the Knicks. Okay, it's all about the New York Knicks. I am looking forward to it, but we got to find out who we're gonna play, and that's what we're gonna break down right now. Lee Jones, who are we going to play? Will that be the Spurs or the Thunder? Hit me.
Yeah, it's been back and forth. Game 5, the Thunder sort of imposed their will a little bit on the Spurs, really blew them out. Game 6, the Spurs returned the favor. It's sort of been up and down every other game. The team takes advantage of it. But this is the big one. This is the big one. It's in Oklahoma City. In this one, I think whoever, and you said that Wemby is the MVP, should be the MVP. That's what you said, Lil. I said it was SGA. We're gonna find out, right? Game 7, winner take all. It's there. Whoever is the most valuable will win it. And so for me, I'm gonna take the Thunder. I think it's gonna be a close game. I don't think it's gonna be one of these blowouts, because I think you're going to get maximum effort from everyone in this game. So I think it's going to be a close, highly contested game, very physical. I think one thing we need to watch out for in this game, Lil, is who gets into foul trouble, right? Who gets it? Will SGA get some of the Thunder players in foul trouble with all of his, hesitation and faking and doing his thing? If they can get them in foul trouble, hey, then they have a great advantage. Also, if Wemby, I've said it throughout the year and throughout the playoffs, if Wemby's down in the post and dominating in the post and getting that team in foul trouble, San Antonio can win. But I'm going with the Thunder because I think they have the best closer in basketball in SGA. I've said it all year, and I don't think anything changes this time. I think SGA plays well, and I think the Thunder takes it and go on to play your New York Knicks in the finals.
And the Thunder will get swept, respectfully. Okay.
Hey, more on that in the near future.
I mean, look, I think I speak for America. We want to see the Spurs and the Knicks. That's more favorable. That's something that we feel that would be a good matchup. Victor Wembanyama versus Jalen Brunson. And you know what? I think it's going to happen. And I don't know if it's me and my wishes playing into my mind, because sometimes you could talk yourself into a prediction, and maybe I'm doing that. But I'm going to go with the Spurs to advance to the NBA Finals. They have the guys to slow down SGA. They have the perimeter defenders to slow down SGA. They have Victor Wembanyama to slow down SGA. And when you look at that game 6, Lee, SGA had a pedestrian game, 6 of 18 from the field, 0 for 5 from the three-point line, finished with 15 points. Now, obviously, the referees has been a topic of conversation when it comes to the calls and the failing and the, trying to draw fouls and whatnot. And look, for good reasoning, the Spurs have been getting fleeced when it comes to a lot of the referee calls. SGA been getting to the line like it's nothing. However, in game 6, I thought the referees did a fair job. Right, I thought they did a fair job of how they called the game. They were pretty consistent in the way how they called that game 6. Right, it was letting a lot go in that game 6. He had only 3 free throw attempts in 28 minutes, and to me, that signifies a lot because he had his worst game of the season in the series, rather, in game 6, and it was reflective in his free throw attempts as well. Now, can the Spurs do that again? I think that's easier said than done. Right? It's easy to say, oh, stop SGA, make sure you don't get to the free throw line. Yeah, okay. Very easy, right? No, clearly it's not easy. So if the Spurs cannot get into foul trouble, if the officiating is fair all across the board, if Wemby dominates like he did in all the games they won in this series, every single game that they won 3 thus far. All 3 games, Wemby dominated those games. If he can dominate in this game 7, and impose his will, like you've been saying, like I've been saying, then I think they have the right. I think they have the team. They can slow down SGA. They've been doing it. Chet Holmgren is a non-factor in this series due to his physical limitations. Okay, that allows the Spurs to put wings on him because guess what? He can't overpower them. Right? He hasn't developed a off the bounce game. Jalen Williams is going to be out for game 7. That was just official. Yep. So you're not going to have that number 2. Look, Alex Caruso is a very good player. He's that type of guy that, he makes championship plays. He has championship effort. Game 1, he went ballistic scoring the basketball. Am I expecting that in game 7? No, but he doesn't need to. He can still impact the game because he's a playmaker. What he does is he does the little things. He out hustle you. So I'll be worried about that a little bit. But if he can miss a couple 3-pointers as well, I think SGA is going to have to be the back-to-back MVP in this game in order for them to win. And I think the Spurs may have found something. They have the bodies to be able to slow him down. My main question is, how is the game going to be called? How disciplined are the Spurs going to be when it comes to that feeling that SGA loves to do? So I'm going to go with the Spurs. I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to pick the Spurs to win this series in advance to play my New York Knickerbockers.
That's your heart speaking because you don't want any part of SGA, Leo. That's what that is. I know what it is. You can go ahead and say that. Don't be bashful. Say it. You don't want any part of SGA. I get it.
My guy Ray believes like how I believe. Salute to Ray.
Well, look, Ray's a Wemby guy. I get it. Everybody loves Wemby.
This Ray right here can see. Okay.
And let's say this. I think the nation wants Jalen Brunson and the Knicks, the Mecca, against the new and rising star in Wemby, right? They want Wemby on the national stage. It's not going to happen because SGA is the man. And Leah, let me say this. The one major point, and you're right, San Antonio has defended SGA well, especially in the last game, but it happens at the expense of, are the Thunder going to be hitting those wide open threes as they play that little shell zone that they play up top? If the Thunder is making threes, it's a wrap because then they have to go and play SGA man up And that's poison right there. That's a slow death for them if they have to play SGA with any of their defenders man up for the whole game. So it goes, thing that's going to be the telling story is whether the Thunder are making threes to free up SGA to be the two-time MVP. And if that happens, the Thunder's going to be fine. They're going to win. Now, if it doesn't and they're missing threes the way they've missed in game 1 and game 4, they've missed threes. And so that's what's the telling tale. So we're going to see early on, if they make threes, the Thunder's going to be a problem. Victor, he has to get in the post and he has to dominate. But remember this, you see Wemby gets tired. And the second leg of those games where he dominates, it seems like he always comes back. And that follow-up game, he's a bit lethargic. He stays outside on the perimeter too much. Is that a conditioning thing? I don't know what it is, but it happens. If he's not down in the post, Lil, it's a wrap. I take the Thunder all day, every day.
Look, Victor can rest in Cancun. Okay, let's try to win this game. Let's try to dominate this game. And you're right. It's going to come down to the Thunder's ability to knock down open shots, because clearly the Spurs are obsessed with SGA for good reason.
Yeah.
You got to stop the head of the snake. And there were times in that game 1 where you saw Victor Wembanyama have to make a decision whether to stay in the paint and help or to go out and guard Caruso on the 3-point line. And a lot of the times, Caruso, he chose not to go after Caruso, and Caruso was knocking down open threes. So we'll see how, they play, especially if the Thunder are knocking down threes and what that adjustment will be like. But for me, and I want to give credit to the Spurs, right? And salute to my guy, Dylan Harper. I think this guy is the real deal. He showed up in that game 6, turning in 18 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. Now, I think if he gives you another outing similar to that, then obviously the Spurs will win. But one thing the Spurs cannot do is let OKC out hustle them. Like, I feel like when I watch these teams play, one of the things I've noticed is that the Thunder, they do the effort plays a little bit better. They can't allow them to do the little things better. They are the defending champs. They are at home. So they got to make sure that they're not being out hustled. Now, look, when you look at the Spurs, man, I want to give them credit too, because they're a very young team. They're not supposed to be doing what they're doing right now. Castle had about 20 turnovers in the first 2 games of this series. And I believe he only had 1 in the last game. He's actually playing better as the series is going on. Julian Champagnie, Bishop Loughlin alum. That's my guy right there. Me and him went to school together, okay, at Bishop Loughlin. He couldn't buy a shot off the internet earlier in the series. Last couple of games, he's been knocking it down. His play has been elevating as the game is getting more intense. And you don't really expect that from a young team. You would think the higher the moment, the bigger the moment, they will start to disappear. But it's doing the opposite. The closer the game, they're stepping up. The longer the series goes, they're playing better. Game 6, faced with elimination against the defending champs, they responded. They won that game. You don't expect that from a team that don't really have anybody over 25 years old on that roster. So they are definitely handling BI, and I expect them to do so tomorrow night and win and beat the Thunder. I'm going to call it like I see it. Victor Wembanyama believes that he was robbed. He knows he has been robbed of that MVP, and I think he's going to have a point to prove tomorrow. And I like the Spurs advancing to the finals to play my Knicks. Lee, I'll give you the last word.
My last point is this, Lil. If at the end of the game, if Wemby has more shots in the paint than he does on the perimeter, San Antonio has a great chance to win. If he has more shot attempts on the perimeter than inside, they're going to lose, and they're going to lose hands down. That's the key to the game. Wemby being down in the post, Wemby not getting in foul trouble, and Wemby being able to play extended minutes, Leo, because the atmosphere inside of the arena is going to be so amped up that it takes some of the adrenaline out of you. Can he play long stretches of time? Those are my 2 or 3 factors in this game, and we'll see how it plays out. I like the Thunder.
And how do the Spurs look in the non-Victor Wembanyama minutes? That's going to be another X factor. Okay, can they ride the ship with him on the bench, and how long is he going to be on the bench? How much minutes is Victor Wembanyama going to play?
He has to play every minute. He has to play every minute.
I would agree. I would agree.
Sports, politics, conspiracy theories, We are here to give you our unique perspectives on things happening in the world. It's the one and only The Real Lil on The Real Lil Show.